All right, another book review, fresh off the heels of Gentleman of Moscow. This one is On Grand Strategy by John Lewis Gaddis. Yeah, who's a longtime professor at one of the big universities who taught this class on grand strategy for decades, decades and decades. It's been in the library for a while, and I haven't read it. I think I got it in my library in the sub days, but I never read it. And it turned out not to be as dense and like thick like a textbook that I assumed it would be. It was much more narrative. It felt more like a narrative, and it was a collection of, let's say, periods in time, and a picking two, let's say, two people, two leaders of those times who occupied two separate ends of the leader spectrum in each of those times. You know, you had during the Greek and Peloponnesian War times, so the Persian Wars and the Peloponnesian times. We kind of focused on that a little bit. We focused on Queen Queen Elizabeth. That's right, and then the Spanish King Philip. There were a couple more, right? But we focused on them, and they occupied, like I said, two sides, and they were characterized as foxes and hedgehogs. Foxes being leaders who have a vision, a clear vision, but no clear way to get to said vision, and then hedgehogs being ones without a clear vision, no like no real overarching goal. However, they are skilled in the machinations and maneuverings of the day to day things. Let's say, and that's introduced in the introduction as it should be, and then we go into these, and it was showing how great leaders who are able to, let's say, use grand strategy and maneuver through grand strategy the best are those foxes who foxes who either have advisors as hedgehogs. Sounds so stupid. Or they have a good mix of both. And they're like Queen Elizabeth. He loved Queen Elizabeth, and she was a good mix of both, as he was putting it. There's also Augustine and someone else. He Saint Augustine and someone else. I forget who he compared. However, a lot of his, like, they were interesting, his little vignettes. However, a lot of them just felt like too simplified for me, and didn't feel like I wasn't wowed by the premise of the hedgehogs and foxes, right? I just like the premise and the theory itself felt a little bit weak. Like, yes, you're picking out some good characteristics of leaders. However, it's not as simple as it's put, and even the ones that you picked don't seem like great fits. And I was just unconvinced the entire time, and by the end of it, I don't feel like I got anything out of it. I feel like I understood the text, but it wasn't. Maybe it does not work in like a book format. It wasn't even a big book, only a couple hundred pages, I'd say, like 300, 400. But it didn't stick. It's something that I forgot I read. Even I read it. Sometimes it was. I mean, it certainly wasn't a page turner, but it wasn't like a textbook either. But it also didn't have. It just felt like a dip in the, like I read an introduction to the course. If it kind of felt like that. Maybe as a course and as a professor, things are better that way. Um, but yeah, this might be just an introduction to the course, and in the course, it's better. That's my hope. That's my hope. But yeah, I would rate this book like a six. A six, because some of the, it's not bad, and it's not straight up mediocre, because some of the places in time and the correlation between rulers over time and also the juxtaposition between rulers in the same time period brought forth some interesting ideas and some interesting points. You're like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that part of history. Cool. But overall, like it just didn't land. It didn't land as a solid package. So, yeah, 6. All right, that was that one.